if there is erosion is happening at some place, it means that those sediments will be carried away at some place and will be eventually deposited at some particular place. Today we will continue and see what other glacial sediment are transported and see some of the depositional features that are result of this sediment transport. So glacial sciences is itself a complete subject in geomorphology. We call it as glaciology, and the guys who study glaciers are normally called as glaciologists. Here we can see a beautiful illustration in which you have two glaciers that are coming into one valley. One glacier is coming from the left side, one glacier is coming from the right side, and then they have dumping the material that they are carrying, because once the velocity of a glacier drops, or there is a change in the velocity of the glacier, and then if it has a connection with other glacier, or maybe it has a connection with other landmass, as a result of that it normally deposits the material that it carries as a result of its erosion. So here you can see two types of moraines. This term is called moraine. Moraine is basically a term that shows the deposition of the glacier during transport. Here we have two types of moraines, lateral moraine and medial moraine. Medial moraine is when two valley glaciers, well, these are the valley glaciers. Any glacier that flows from in the valley is called as valley glacier. Okay. Any glacier that flows in a valley is called a valley glacier. We have also seen yesterday that there is also one type of glacier that occurs in a closed valley. We call it as a cirque. Well, this is a open valley and it allows the movement of ice from movement of ice from one point A to point B, and you can see that this is the cross section of these glaciers, and as a result in the middle you are seeing a moraine deposit that is called the medial moraine. And medial moraine is when we have two lateral moraines, like this one was one and this was one, and once the at the intersection of these two glaciers you have a medial moraine. And lateral moraine is once at the wall of the uh, valley, deposition of the glacier during transport, we call it as a lateral moraine. Okay. Well, glacial transport, sediment transport, you can say is a large scale conveyor belt, like you are dropping a stone on it, and these are carrying the stones during plucking, as we have seen in Rohe Montani yesterday. And what they do, they pick up, transport and deposit. They pick up, transport and deposit. Here you can see advancing glacier, and that glacier is actually transporting the sediments in different forms, like the internal load, and then we have the some load suspended in the ice, and some of the load is carried at the surface of the glacier, and as a result of it, it start depositing its load in the form of moraines. Here we have another term that is called the end moraine. End moraine, you can say that is a place that is the where the toe of the glacial was, like the the maximum advance the glacial made, और the place जहाँ पर ग्लेशियर जो है वो जहाँ तक गया था, तो वहाँ पे जो उसका डंप होगा, in the form of glacial deposit. We call it as a end moraine. Okay, this is normally called the toe of the glacial. That is the place that you see the glacial phase towards the. Okay, let me see if there is anyone in the class. Okay, we have some of these deposits. Okay, let me see. We just studied about the glacial sediment transport, and remember the glacial transport is always in the downhill side, and it will always be in one direction. It cannot be in two direction as can be in other uh, deposits, like we will see in base deposits on the shore, like the shore face deposits. But here the most of these deposits are only in one direction. Here we have some of the features that are result of the glacial deposition. The glacial deposition can result in glacial till, erratics, glacial moraine sediments, as we just saw, glacial outwash, glacial lake bed sediments, and loess. अब यहाँ पर कुछ ऐसे ग्लेशियल डिपॉजिट्स आएंगे जिसमें बाकी जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेसेस का भी रोल आएगा. तो ग्लेशियल जो है जब एक सेडिमेंट्स को डिराइव करते हैं एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ ग्लेशिएशन, तो वी नॉर्मली कॉल इट एज ए ग्लेशियल ड्रिफ्ट. तो ग्लेशियल ड्रिफ्ट जो है फर्दर इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू व्हाट टाइप ऑफ डिपॉजिट दे आर. Normally the glacial deposits are unstratified, and unstratified means you will not see a bedding. जो bedding होती है वो आपको bedding जो है exactly जैसे हम पहले देखते रहे हैं, just like you see these type of things. So in glacial deposits like this one, अगर आप इसमें देखें तो you don't see any exact bedding. Normally we call it as a glacial till. तो glacial till हम देखते हैं further. We just see. Okay, glacial till are the sediments that are dropped by glacial ice. It contains size of all types, like you can call it as a boulder, then maybe you have some gravel here and there, and then sands, and then maybe clay and silt. Well, it contains the deposits of all types, and sometime we also use a term, very specialized term for these type of deposits. We call it as a boulder clay. And it is important when you will study engineering geology. तो आपको materials जब आप पढ़ेंगे तो उसमें you will see के that you also have some utilization for the engineering geology and also the construction industry. It has. Okay. Normally the sediments, the glacial till are unsorted and unstratified. What does unsorted means? That you will find grain size of every type. There is no exact grain size, like there is no arrangement, and there is no bedding. आपको कोई beds नजर नहीं आ रहे इसमें. It is just like a dump, or it is just like the deposit has been just made and then the glacial left. So it is normally called the glacial till. और अगर ये ग्लेशियल टिल रॉक बन जाए तो उसको हम कहते हैं टिलाइट. ओके, तो remember the term tillite is basically a glacial till that has been become a rock. We normally call it as a glacier. तो accumulation कहाँ पर होती है? Beneath the glacial ice, okay, at the top of the glacier and along the glacial flanks. Whenever the glaciers moves, they accumulate the sediments as a result of interaction with the bedrock, as a result of normally in conditions when the glaciers are losing their power and losing their energy to transport the sediments, what they do, they just deposit. Erratics is a term, are normally very large scale. You can see this person maybe 1.5 meters or 1.6 meters is height, and you see the bigger blocks, and whatever you see here is also another thing. Note down that okay, we have waiting room still on. See, okay. Many people have problem with the internet. Okay, here we can see bigger blocks, and these blocks are different from the underlying bedrock, and normally they are left by the glacial once the glaciers move from one place to another. Well, they just deposit these type of blocks, bigger blocks, we call it as an erratic. And if you go to some area and you want to see whether the glaciers were present in this area or not, these type of blocks are very good indication that these type of blocks cannot be transported by water or wind, only can be transported by ice. And you can also see that this boulder is not well rounded and it has angular edges and corners that indicate that this hasn't been moved like in a river or like in a stream, and most probably it was carried for a longer distance in ice. And also you can see the composition. Sometime maybe this rock is not available in the surrounding area, and you can also tell, okay, this rock may be traveled from upper Himalayas or the deeper Himalayas. Okay, and then we have some of the glacial moraines are also sometime when they interact with the sea. As you know, most of these glaciers, like the Antarctica, or normally once the melting starts, you see big blocks of ice that are moving and that start moving away from the glacial. We call these blocks as icebergs, and also the process as calving. And as the glacier, you see this glacier and this is the sea. And sometimes we also have the deposits, like once the icebergs start melting, if there is any uh, if we have any stones or any boulders or any smaller cobbles, pebbles, well, as a result of melting, these start depositing on the sea floor, and they indicate normally that there was a glacial that was present here. Here you can see a drop stone that has been carried by a glacial ice and has been just dropped as a result of the recession of the glacier. Glacial outwash. Normally, once we have the glacial advancing, and sometime because of the rise of temperature, these glaciers they start melting. As a result of the melt water, there are deposits. We call them glacial outwash. In glacial outwash, you can see here a stream that is coming from the glacier, and it means if you have a stream, the stream cannot carry bigger blocks just like erratic, so it will carry smaller blocks, and normally it will remove the mud because of the speed, and it will just deposit the sand and gravel. And here you can see a beautiful glacial outwash deposit, and you see some stratification, and that stratification and some sorting that is actually showing you the action of a water, and water normally it does, and you also see some direction of it. It's just like the down the stream direction. Glacial deposition, there is another example. We call it as glacial lake bed sediments, and there is a special term. We call it as WAF. WAF is very important in terms of climate studies. Why it is important? Because it indicates you how many summers and how many winter seasons have been passed on planet Earth, so you can actually count the seasons and you can understand the paleoclimatology. So it is a very important subject uh, in terms of sciences. And as you see, the glacial, once the glacier starts melting, they will form big lakes, and as the lakes are formed, uh, they have the rock floor, the the material that has been grounded by ice, जो ice ने आप ये कह सकते हैं कि जो ग्राउंड किया है, जो पाउडर बना है as a result of the glacial, or normally they just form at the terminal point of the glacier, and as a result the muds display seasonal warp couplets. Here you can see there are two types of layering. One is the darker layer and one is the lighter layer, then darker, then lighter, then darker, then lighter. Well, the darker layers are mostly muddy and the lighter layers are mostly silt. It means the darker layers are formed with the finer silt and clay during the frozen months, and the silty layers are formed during the summer months. Indicate, you see how much deposition in like 6 months can happen in a glacial lake, and then you count another 6 months. So, well, this is 1 year. Winter, like if you consider this as winter, and it ends here, and then summer starts and in summer ends, and then winter starts and then winter ends, so it continues. And some scientists, they can calculate how many seasons, how longer the summers were in the past, how longer the winters were in the past. Well, that's all from my side for today. We discussed about the glacial deposition, and we discussed some of the terms. We started with moraines. We will continue to see how different other types of moraines are there. Then we consider the glacial as a conveyor, the some of the deposits. Most of it we have already covered. Let's I think we are left with less. We'll continue it tomorrow. And erratics, glacial moraine deposits, glacial outwash deposits, and glacial lake bed sediment. We'll continue about the less deposits tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, you can ask. Yes.
सर ग्लेशियर फ्लैंक्स क्या होते हैं?
Flanks, okay. Let's go back to the figure. It will be easy for you to visualize. Normally these are the glacial flanks. These are, आपको देख रहे हैं ये जहाँ पे वैली के साथ ग्लेशियल का इंटरेक्शन होगा, वो ग्लेशियल के फ्लैंक्स होंगे. और यहाँ पर आप ये देख, यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हैं कि ये दो फ्लैंक्स जो हैं वो इंटरसेक्ट कर रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पर उनके लिए एक नई टर्मिनोलॉजी हम यूज करते हैं, और वहां पे जब डेपोजिशन कर देते हैं तो उसको हम मीडियल मोरेन कहते हैं. ओके
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
ओके, I think